Good job. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I would send you one of the file, one of the PowerPoint file. No PowerPoint, Excel file, right? When your friends are doing homework, when your friends are doing their presentation, you have to give them marks. I mean that, you would see that. I will show you. Okay. I will share the screen to you. Can you see it? Hello, can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I will send you this file to you. When your friends are doing their presentation, please give the rate. You have to give the rate to them, okay? And and later on, you have to send back to me. Okay, you have to send it back to me. You got it, right? And for example, here, the speaker's name is, we can say that group 1. Instead of in group 1, you can write your friend's name. Okay, maybe for example, in group 1, David, not Jokoku, right? Because you can write down your real name, not the nickname here. So Jokoku, and then Sui Ninte, and next one is a Sean Lek, something like that, right? You have to write down your friend's name, speaker's name here. Here, I only just write down with only the speakers, only one person, but maybe this one is a group presentation, right? That's why please write down all of your friends' name on the speaker's name, right? And then here is you have to write down presentation topic, right? What topic they are going to present, right? And here is you have to cycle. You can cycle it. Maybe if you cannot, you can only just maybe, how should I say, you can give the highlights here. Okay, you can fill the color, right? So first one, you have to check, you have to give a rate for the gradient, okay, gradient for their voices, their body language, and then next one, the third one is the contents of presentation. It has 3 parts. Introduction, here is a grab attention or has the main points. If they have, whether they have or not. If they don't have, they are weak to introduce about their main topic. The introduction is very weak, so you can give number 1. Okay, here are the grading skills. So 1 is poor, 2 is weak, 3 is average, 4 is good, and 5 is very good, right? And then next one is effectiveness. So the topic choice is interesting. Interesting, is it interesting for the audience or not? And then how about their language? When they use their slides, right? When they use their PowerPoint, is it good or not? And the next one is the spelling on the PowerPoints, right? So can you read their spelling very well or not? The next one is what kind of information they gave to you. Okay? So what is the purpose of their presentation? Is that's it really good for you to get information from them or not get knowledge from their topics, right? And then here, next one is a effective use of slide or support presentation. Here, visuals mean that instead of using slideshow, and then what kind of other things they use, it maybe like an audio or video clip or anything else, right? You can hit here, and then this one is an overall score. And yeah, when you finish up these things, you have to give them overall skills. Okay, overall scores like that, right? And then here you can write down some comment for your friends group. Okay, what you can give like how should I say? They are very good. Their presentation is very good or something like. You can write down any comments. Your point of view. Are you okay? Hello, is there any question till now?
No, Chair.
I think you don't have. Okay. I think you have no more question. That's why I will send this file to you right now. I would upload it on Fiverr as well. You can download which one is convenient for you. Desktop. Presentation. Okay, I have uploaded. Please check it out. And I would send it on this chat-in box as well. Thank you. Okay, so I uploaded that file on this chat box as well. Okay, so you can download it where where you are convenient. Have you finished?
Chair.
Yes.
For the body language part, how will we give them?
Your friends would turn on their camera, so you can see their body language is only just like for the virtual for virtual presentation we can see their eyes, their hands moving, their body's movement, something like that. Okay.
How about for eye contact?
Eye contact is very easy because they are going to turn on their camera so we can see it. We can feel. We can feel, are they looking at us or only they are looking at the notes. We can see their what their eyes are moving.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, here. Pumia, David, Suyi is one group. Am I right?
Yes, Chair.
Okay,
Yes.
so let me take your attendance first. Pumia is here right now, and David, Suji, your one group. Your presentation's title is Violent Computers Game, right? And then second group, Yunyo, Triple, and Shonlei. Am I right? Nyunyo, where is Nyunyo here? Oh, yes, I see. Nyunyo Shripo here, present, and then Shonlei is present. Okay. And then Catherine, yes. Steven, where is Steven? Okay. Yeah, Steven, do you want to say something about in your group?
About our members.
Yes.
Because so yeah, we at first we had 2 members, but now we'll have 4 members because one of our classmates, Aga Nantai, just left the presentation, I guess, and then yeah, Kudazo and Shikan will be joining with us.
Okay, thank you. So in your group, Catherine, Steven, Tuta, and Shinken, right? Yes, thank you. So there would be 4 people. Okay. And one thing is, when your friends, for example, group 1, for example, group 1, while group 1 is doing their presentations, you can only just group 2 and group 3 has to give the grading, right? So you cannot give the grades for your own group, right? This is that I forgot to tell. I know that you realize not to do it, but maybe I worry that you would be mistaken giving the grading for your friends and for yourself, right? You know what I mean? Okay, so Pumyat, David, Suyi, let me give your group 1. Nhân Nhân, Xuepo, Sean Lei. Let me give you group 2. And then Steven's group is group 3. Okay, so which group would start first? Hello? Which group is going to start? Hello? Oh my god, why are you so
how many
silent?
groups are there?
Only just 3 groups here right now. Previous time there are 4 groups.
There were 4.
Now it's only
Okay.
yeah. So your group is group 3 right
Oh, we're
now.
group 3. Okay.
Okay. So which group wants to start first?
If no one's gonna go, I think the group with the most amount of people should go. So let's just get it done.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I would like to ask you all to, if possible, I want to turn on all of your cameras because this is a presentation time, so we need to see all of your faces. If possible, please turn on your cameras. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Tinyano Kim from Group 3, and today our group is going to present about our topic, the sales of cigarettes should be made illegal. We've divided our presentation into five main parts. We will focus on that 5 major topics. First, we will be looking at how cigarettes become a habit for most people. And second, why cigarettes are so addictive. Third, how cigarettes can kill us. Fourth, why cigarettes aren't banned yet. And fifth, is how cigarettes can be taken down. Now I'm going to tell you about how cigarettes become habit for most people. In this part, I'll be giving you some possible information about our first topic. Nowadays, most of people around the world have smoking habit. This habit turns into a period of high culture. People become lifelong addiction to cigarettes. So, what are the reasons to this? The reasons why people choose to smoke are to lessen their stress, feeling down or sad, or when they're depressed, or in other situations. Or when they smoke, nicotine enters their bodies and activates nicotine receptors in the brain, so it gives them the pleasurable feelings. So it becomes the habit for them. They found out cigarettes because they believe that cigarettes are the best solution to release their feelings of despondency. Without any doubt, they don't recognize their most dangerous enemy. It is very close to them. It is cigarettes, and it is considered as the deadliest artifact. Now, Sanju Hainan will continue.
So I'll be talking about why it's so addictive. So I'll be talking about a brief history of tobacco. So tobacco is one of the main ingredients that are found in the making of cigarettes. And it's a very special plant because it has an mood enhancing element, which brings the mood to a more calm and more collected place in the mind. And it was discovered by the Mesoamericans in the late 1600s and was exported to Europe and made later as cigarettes. And it was advertised as a way to remove stress. So why is this so addictive? So when a person is smoking, their pipe will be, or the instrument of their smoking choice will be filled with tobacco, and that tobacco will be releasing high level of nicotine to the brain of the smoker. So this brings satisfaction by the form of dopamine. And I think I'll explain what dopamine means. So basically for dopamine is when it's a brain feeling that you will have after accomplishing something, which is something that your biological needs would make you feel accomplished. For example, if you're like in the woods or something, and then you found and hunt something, and then you feel as if you accomplished something, you feel a sense of dopamine. Just like when you study for like 2 hours or work out, and then you feel accomplished, you get a sense of dopamine. But this sense of dopamine is getting it from an external source, which is getting it basically unfairly to the brain. And after prolonged use of dopamine and prolonged use of smoking, their dopamine receptors basically worn out, and less of the calmness becomes, and more of reliability on the instrument of smoking would be placed. So for frequent use of dopamine, for frequent use of cigarettes, there wouldn't be much dopamine left for the receptors to take in. So for a smoker's life, it would be just for them to smoke again, lessen the stress because of the nicotine, and then runs out of nicotine as if they want more, and then they would repeat the circle again until eventually they have some sort of failure, and then they eventually die out. So for speaking of death, my friend Tudaso will continue on the presentation about the death of cigarettes.
Okay, so cigarettes are the most dangerous invention that has been made by humans in 19th century in the United States of America. Surprisingly, the cigarettes have killed humans and guns such as AK-47, war tanks, and even nuclear bombs. People from all around the world has been smoking cigarettes since 19th century until now. A lot of people died cigarette, 800 people every hour, and over 7 million deaths a year. And in 2019, the people died of cigarette. 8 million people died of cigarettes. And okay, people smoke cigarette for many reasons. Some smoke them to release stress. Some smoke them for addiction. But for whatever reason you smoke, the cigarettes will always damage your lungs and causes heart diseases and type 2 diabetes, especially non-smokers' health is very healthy, as you can see by the pictures, and smokers' lungs, like, they are not really healthy. It causes damage to the lungs and heart disease. The smokers 12 to 13 times more likely to die from COPD. COPD stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which causes breathing problems and airflow blockage. So smokers can hardly breathe. So it also causes blood cells damage, and 1/3 health death of cancer is related to cigarette smoke. Um, so so why aren't they banned? And my friend Shinkan will continue.
Yes. Secrets are just by the government in the front of fines because it is bad for the head. Although tests are, uh, uh, sorry. Secrets are just by the government in front of the fines because it is bad for the head. Although tests are the levied more revenue comes from cigarettes. This method was thought to be effective but was not effective. We will expect the government to significantly reduce cigarette production and consumption by restructuring cigarette factories. In 1960, France made 1.2 million francs in a minute from cigarettes just alone. Its the process was high production. 1967, Japan accumulated over $13 billion from cigarette tax because it's the number of smokers is increasing. I think that because the government and the presence of the young people have no control. The number has increased year by year. Russia is the world's height of smoking. Because according to a 2021 study, 40.90% of Russia's population smoke cigarettes. I think every country should reduce this because it can seriously affect people's health and air pollution. And the environment. The cigarette factory got millions, so many unemployed have been hired. I think so they are worried that they will have to pay more tax or fines. In advertisement and experiments. Experiments. Prices are used to increase sales at the market. According to the experiments, the government paid data to authorize the production and obtain government certificates. Bribery is for the benefit of the business community, not the reduce the number of people who smoke or air pollution. I think that is because of the money corrupt government officials. Yes.
So the question is how cigarettes should be made illegal. How can cigarettes should be illegal? How can cigarettes be made illegal? So I think it's not easy to make cigarettes illegal because it become one of the most important habits for the people. So we should consider about how to handle this problem. We should handle this step by step because secrets are not easy ones. So people have smoking habits. So we have to take this very seriously. So what can we do? We can do these ways to take down the secrets. We can make some smoke-free spaces, and we must ban on advertising, which has a huge impact to the consumers. The government must raise the awareness of health risks associated with the smoking. Do some campaigns. The government should prepare the best treatments for the people who have a great addiction to the cigarettes, like smoking therapy center. The government have to impose restrictions on trading the cigarettes or manufacturing the cigarettes. Added to this, the government have to enact more potent laws for smuggling of cigarettes and tobacco products because it should be. And you know, there is a country which totally banned smoking. It is Bhutan. Bhutan is a small Himalayan nation often called the land of the tender dragon. It's the only country in the world that completely bans the sales and production of tobacco and tobacco products. And New Zealand is also in its way to become the world's first smoke-free country. So we need to try like those countries. So why? Because cigarettes is a harmful weapon not only for the human but also for our environment as well. So we should prevent this problem immediately and effectively for all the living existence. So I hope you all know about the effects of cigarettes. Now we find out that the cigarettes aren't the beneficial one to us. So cigarettes should be made illegal. To succeed this, we must cooperate to do this for real. We can help this by avoiding smoking ourselves or stop smoking. At this point, I want to get your opinion on this approach. In addition, thank you very much for giving your time to us. Now you can ask any questions you have about this topic.
Okay, thank you so much. And any question right now? Is there any questions? Hello, group 1 and 2. Do you have any questions? No more? Okay. No question, no points.
Okay.
I will give you one more chance. One. I will count till number 5. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, ship up from group 2. Yes, thank you. This is bonus points.
So, what is the world's most spoken country?
Okay, anyone else?
So I will ask you one question. So what do you think the world's most spoken country? So which country do you think?
So I guess it's Spain because I've heard that Spain drink a lot of alcohol. So I guess it's Spain.
Spain?
Yes.
So I
Well,
think, yeah, Sandra.
go ahead, go ahead. Okay. Well, for me, I would say it's more of a more Mexican or a bit Cuban type of countries for Cuban or for cigars. If we're talking about tobacco, not cigarettes, but just tobacco, it would probably be Cuba, which is disputes many cigars per capita. But for smoking cigarettes, I would say Serbia as one of the largest smoking countries.
Thank you for your answer.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's my answer.
May I know their topic? Can I hear that again? Your topic. Your topic. The topic of this presentation.
The sales of cigarettes should be made illegal.
You mentioned the downsides of like smoking cigarettes, right? So how are you all determined in your mind to not smoke cigarettes in the future?
Good questions. Yeah.
I think I determined not to smoke at all because smoking is not good for us. So I think all of you will understand this because smoking it really affect our health or not our health for the of all the people around us or for our environment. So I think it, but mostly the boys smoke most, but nowadays for girls too. So we should prevent this problem immediately, and as I said before, immediately and effectively. This main important thing is to control our mind because the mind is um, the mind is very essential for doing something. So I think we should prepare our mind strongly or like. So I think it. I determine. So I think I determine secrets are not are good for our health. So we should not smoke. We should not use secrets or some not only secrets, tobacco products. Is there any question?
I have my own question. I have my own answer for that question too. So for smoking cigarettes, like when a person smokes, they don't smoke just because the need of smoking. Or some kids would say like, "Oh, smoking is cool," but like they smoke because there's a need for dopamine or a need for accomplishment in the mind. So for me, for my future self to not smoke, I would say I would just have discipline and feel as if I've accomplished something or being ready to really feel that sense or that rush of accomplishment instead of relying on the other source of tobacco.
Okay, thank you so much. Time is up. Thank you so much for your presentation. Okay, I will give you 1 minute to note down the maybe to note down some notes for your friends group comments. Right, you can write down the comments right now. I will give you just 1 minute. Please note it down quickly. You can note it down, right? And later on, you can, how should I say, you can make sentences after the class and you can send it to me maybe in the evening or at night. Just please note down what comment do you want to give to your friends. Okay, I want to tell you one thing. That's it. Related to the body language, even though we cannot see the whole, the whole posture for them, but we can guess eye contact, some of your friends give their, eyes contact to you, because sometimes they look at the camera, right? And then only just sometimes they look at their notes beside there, right? So we can guess the eye context. And then gesture is well used or not distracting, meaning that, you know, can they present, you know, how should I say, can they present one after another, okay, without disrupting anything or like that, right? You have to guess that one. And then posture is you can see, you know, when they spoke to you, you can see their eye contacts, and you can see their posture, anything else. Okay, I think time is off, right? Yes. So now let's continue next group.
Sure, can we?
Yes. Okay. So use group 1.
Okay, so let's start.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Good morning, my dear teachers and my lovely friends. Our presentation topic is about parallel computer game should be banned. So we have 3 members, Suji, me, and Humiat and Shole. Okay, we have about this warning. We would like to warning about graphics content and HUD. So firstly, if you have a question, how long have video game existed for? Video game have existed for roughly 40 years. The first parallel game is that race that this is 1976. This is 1976 game. And Union Minister Fresh Jeff Sticker said, PUBG is an example of parallel game. I wanna tell about this. I'm not really sure about this because I found in the verse on Google, and I'm not a PUBG player. It's also called PUBG. So I'm not really sure about this. And the American Academy of Pediatric Sciences time should be under 30 or 60 minutes per day on school day and 2 hours or less on non-school day. That means that if you are on school day, you should play 30 or 60 minutes because you have your homework and you have your schoolwork. That's why you should play 30 or 60 minutes. If you are on non-school day, you should play 2 hours or less. How should I say it? This is why you should relax your nervous system, especially your brains and your eyes. Okay, they are the most fearless video game in the world. Number 1, the Bulletstorm. This is in 2011. And number 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is in 2010. And then number 3, Postal. This is in 1997. Number 4, Mortal Kombat. This is in 2011. Number 5, Grand Theft Auto 3 2001. Number 6, Hotline Miami. This is in 2012. Number 7, Mad War. This is in 2009. And number 8, Manhunt. This is in 2003. Okay, I will let you about tell the Manhunt. Manhunt 2 released on adult only. This game should be play adult only, rating due to the violence. And it also have Postal 2. Postal 2 is the most bloodiest game in the world. Oh, this is so scary. And the Dome, DOOM Dome. Dome is a 1993 first-person shooter game developed by ID Software. So this is all about my presentation, and my lovely friends Punyat will continue.
Firstly, I want to apologize for the background noises. So we will talk about when we talk about violent games, the two mainly discussed themes are sexual and gore with violence. However, today we've decided to talk about gore with violence. The one game which is included in the list but considered to be violent is Pokemon Go. I believe everyone know what the game is about. Like it went viral like a few years ago. Most of the Pokemon fans and the gamers were like really thrilled when the game came out because of the graphics and the nice storyline connected to the Pokemon cartoon series. So like they were playing the game literally anytime, everywhere. In this case, I believe that the graphics of the game itself isn't violent at all, but the way like the creators made the game to be played is a bit controversial. So after like releasing the game, we started hearing news about accidents from all over the world. The accidents like mainly took places on roads where car crashes and people running up to the streets to catch Pokemon characters, which resulted in 150,000 traffic accidents, 256 deaths, and economic costs of $2 billion to $7.3 billion in the first 148 days after its introduction to the US. The second game which I'm going to talk about is Manhunt 2, which is also one of the games mentioned in the list above. I have prepared like an introduction video for people who have never people like me who have never heard or seen the game before. I've prepared a video, but I'll present it to you later. So firstly, let's talk about why and how the game has been banned. So Manhunt 2 is like Manhunt 2 has like been rejected for its Manhunt 2 has been rejected for its like focus on casual sadism, stalking, and brutal slaying included in the game. This game has been proved like as controversial internationally. The game has been banned outright in countries like Germany, New Zealand, Malaysia, South Korea, the UK, and the Ireland. Personally, like speaking as a non-gamer, the first time I viewed the game, it was like almost unwatchable for me because of the graphics. But I have to admit, the graphics are like pretty cool. It has a pretty interesting storyline and plot, but it doesn't change the fact that the actions included in the game are just plain brutal. There has been many accounts of violence by playing this game, but clearly, if you think about it, there are millions of people play these type of games every day. There are clearly millions of people playing these type of games every day, but if you think about it again, these incidents are far and few, and maybe these games themselves may not be evil at all. Then again, perhaps like it is also very possible that the nature of the competitiveness of the game, these games, drives like some mentally unstable people to violence. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is effect of violent games. The WHO has included gaming disorder in the 11th edition of the International Statistical Classification of Diseases and Related Health Problems, which was approved by May 19. Other than mental health, the basic side effects of like playing games are obesity, muscle issues, and vision damage, as we all know. And these violent games provoke aggression, make people aggressive and short-tempered. The violence, the blood, etc., like shown in these violent games can have negative effect on children, and at worst cases can lead to insomnia. Insomnia is a disease which make you unable to fall asleep at night. And finally, one of the worst and most dangerous consequences of playing these type of violent games are that like some people may try and imitate the act in real life, which can be really dangerous as well as fatal. These violent games just encourages like violent behaviors and practices like aggressive solutions to conflict situations. This is a research done by a team in the US. As you may see here, like when playing a high violence video game, players accustomed to such games show lower activity in the rostral anterior cingulate cortex, RACC. You may ask, what is RACC and what is the function of it? So the RACC, rostral anterior cingulate cortex, is in our brain, which is like a nerve system in our brain. And the function of it is to like convey complex feelings such as empathy, impulse control, and emotions and decision making. So as you may see here, players used to low violence show higher activity in the charts, which mean they have like better controls at their emotions. And whereas like gamers who play high violent video game, they are more used to aggression and violence. So like similarly, some researchers have shown that even like 10 to 20 minutes of just playing violent games increase activity in brain regions associated with anxiety and stronger emotional reaction, which mean they have like better chances of having like mental breakdowns, and like anger issues, whereas like reducing activity in areas associated with like critical life skills like decision making, which mean they have like lower control over like decision making skills. So this is the video clip I was talking about earlier. If you want to watch it right now, I'll open it for you. But first, let me warn, because there might be some disturbing scenes, but I try to include them like just a few parts of it. So shall we watch this? It might be a bit too loud.
Hold's supposed to happen. We're back online. Thank God. Look! Get some help! Isn't Dr. White down in the psycho section?
We did it. Come on. You want to get out of here? Then come on. Still got it. They didn't see a thing. We might need that syringe. This guy stands between you and freedom.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
If he sees you, he will kill you. Understand? Waste him.
But he's a nurse. He'll help me. I killed him. I feel sick.
So this was the Manhunt 2 gameplay. The latter parts are more violent, but I hope I didn't encourage anyone to start playing the game. So this is my part, and now my friend David will continue the presentation.
All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about the virtual reality, also known as VR. VR is technically based on the technology developed for smartphones, which has VR. They have the very realistic small HD screens, which can make the players feel like they are having a real experience of the game. that so that the virtual reality can be contained in very really violent scene, and which can make the player very aggressive and violent. And it can also affect your brain, eye strain, dizziness, and headache, and such as nerve problem. And as I've searched in the browser, that one of the general of the retired general of the military said that the way before the VR was invented, the military used that kind of technology to train their soldiers uh, to be ready when they fought in the real battlefield. So as you know, the soldiers have to be fight with the real guy and really having violence. So the game companies use that technology to and sell that in the society. So the player will also contain violent scenes like the soldiers. So they will be very aggressive. And one in America, one of the university, there even happened a real crime scene when students hold a real gun and shoot each other. And because of that, they are in one of the American University of Pennsylvania banned the VR virtual reality with law. And that university is Pennsylvania. So now we have, guys, our own friendly reminder. As you guys know, games can be addictive to easily, so just play them for relaxation and please avoid violent games. It is not good for our health. Most children don't and are not mature enough to even understand that real life situations are different from what they depict in games, and no one needs to think before acting in real life, which is encouraged by video games. So the disadvantages of overplaying games, such as especially violent games, there will be less time socializing with friends and family. There will be poor social skill, less reading, poor quality sleep, and poor mental health. As you heard that the disadvantages, violent video games and also computer games are no place to be taught in our lives, as it brings nothing more than trouble and danger. So thank you guys. That's all for our presentation. Take care. Bye.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's give applause to your friends. Thank you. And is there any questioners?
Yeah. I have to ask one question to the chat. Who gets more points? The person who asks question, or like the person who get asked questions?
As you like.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask. So
Yes.
from a study by Patrick Markley in Psychology of Popular Media, Closer 4.4, 2014, it was reported that more crime rates go down after more of the modern video games came out. So the crime rates have gone down after video games have come out. So what do you guys have to say about that?
If I have to answer your questions, these games that we presented just now are games which were released in like early 2000s, and the games you just said is like modern games. So I believe like as the technology become higher and the studies of psychology becomes more improved, I think like the creators, they finally know how to release games which are like not violent to the people who play, and they're like not very bad side effects. So I think it's just an improvement of the technology and studies on the subject of violent video games.
Oh, okay. So I got another study in US Depths of Education in 2004 that says that shooters consume less games than other normal people. So what do you have to say about that? And also, by the way, one of the countries that has more, we're talking about with the relativity with America, by the way. So relative to America, which happens to have report of violent video games, but comparing to America, Japan has more video game consumption and way more video game cultures in their country, in their country. And it's reported that there was less violence in Japan with the report of Max Fisher in Washington Post, 17th of December 2012.
Yes, and as we said, that those video games were too long before now. It's like 10 years or 15 years from now. As I said, one of the university even banned with law. So the game creators will have to create it more like less violence to make more money, of course.
So I have a question. So how do you prevent that violent games? I know your vision. I want to know your vision.
Your point is like how to prevent violent games.
Yes.
I mean, it is as simple as, I mean, don't play it. I mean, those are called like violent games for a reason. And most of these games are like have a ban, like adult only, like a ban reason. So make sure you check them before you play it. Yeah, I think that's the only simplest solution you can get.
I knew that question will come. That's why we even put the friendly reminder to stop the playing of violent games, especially for you guys, for our dear friends. That's why we put it with disadvantages, and that friendly reminder is nothing but our support for you guys.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So,
You're so welcome.
yeah. So you guys were talking about aggression that comes from these video games and how they will be more tempted to cause more violence. But a study by Jason Snyder in Kotaku, 17th of January 2013, it shows that there's only 2% more aggression at least comes from a person who consumes more games and other than a person who's non-gamer. And by aggression, they measure out, it's kind of sloppy because they measure out aggression by how likely would they be to put hot sauce in his friend's sandwich. Just that level of aggression for 2%. So how would you guys say about that?
In my opinion, isn't it better to prevent before happening? Like it may be like just 2%, but that 2% could be, if it is like uncontrollable, like it may be like it may cause someone pain, you know. I believe it is better to prevent. And there are like many accounts of violent behaviors, which I did not mention, but in India, because of the game, PUBG, there has been accounts of players killing their own families, which I didn't mention, but there are accounts of that in India. So I think it's like much more helpful to just prevent before happening.
And if you guys remember in ICT class, Sia Kaumiatut reminded that stop playing video games, that there was a real crime scene happen in America in one of the universities. If you guys just listen to him carefully, you might not want to ask that question.
Okay, so that was a nice line. I'm gonna come back with that. So it was the shooting of the Columbine shooting actually started out the violence in video games. So the shooting that was done in Newtown school shooting was there was a shooting that's done in Newtown University or high school, I think, and it was reported that the shooter played many video games for hours at an end, and then the reporters take that note and then write it down and then write it in articles and then distribute it out as said that games cause violence and gamer shoots up their school. But from in-depth analysis, it was shown that that shooter's favorite video game is Dance Dance Revolution, a dancing game. It was nothing violent. He played for hours at an end for Dance Dance Revolution.
But did you check his game history that he has played violence game or not? No one checked him all the time. That's the point, bro.
And I think I talked about it in my presentation. As I said, these games it may not be evil at all. Like the graphics, the storyline, it may not be violent. But if you think about it, like game is all about competitiveness and competing with the game and the AI and you, like between you and the game. So the competitiveness may drive like some, I told you, mentally unstable people to violence. That's it.
So I kind of see this as a problem. I'm asking this much questions because like I kind of see this as a problem because people usually just say like video games make them do it. It's just what parents around the world would put a blame to like cause school shootings or like mass murders. But like I think they should be going to more of a like other spectrum, where it's like not stop blaming video games, but like stop looking over to only one problem that they're seeing, and how about worry more about the mental health problems, abuse, bullying, revenge, and other situations. That there have been many studies that shows that there are no correlations between playing video games and aggressive behaviors, but in teenagers, and focusing on video games as the cause of mass shooting or murdering distracts the government officials from the needs to deal with the actual fundamental causes from these murders or shootings or these accidents. So what I'm just
Okay. Hello. Yeah. Thank you so much. And then you all are really interested in this topic. Yeah. Thank you so much for your interest, Stephen. And yes, now to save our time, and then I want to tell you one thing is that have you ever heard of that? Maybe last 2 years ago, and then one of the boy from in Myanmar, I think from what is it? In Mandalay, Dause, right? Dause, there was a boy, and then he was walking around, and then when he saw a car, like a Pajero car or anything else, and then he just drove himself, and then he drove the high speed of the car, and then the police came after him, and then when they see him, and then they ask, why did you do that one? Is it your car? He said, no, that's not mine. So why you drove? Did you steal? No, I didn't. So why you did that one? When I play game, and then I was really to drive like this. That's why I want to practice this one outside. And then, the police got a shock, and then they didn't have any words. And then later on, he has to go to jail, maybe for 2 days or 3 days, I think. Now, this one is that young people, they are really, how should I say, they want to practice outside. That's why, the video games, any kinds of video game, violent games or thriller games, they can affect, their mindset. I think so. Right? Yeah. So thank you so much for group 1.
Teacher.
Yes.
Can we still ask?
Yeah.
Some questions. Only 1 or 2.
You wanna ask the questions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. So relating to those violent video games, do you think it is better to entirely ban all those violent games, or do you think it will be better to have like age rating system? So if we are gonna rate gonna have age rating, how old will be enough to play those games? Your opinion?
I think many of us, like, our opinions would differ on that, because I think it also depends on the government. But if I were the government speaking about this, I think it would be better to put age restrictions. And I think it is also like the parents' problem and the parenting problem, because like they shouldn't let their children play video games, like violent ones especially. But after 18, it is like considered as adult, so you have like your own responsibility for what you do. So yeah, you can blame the parents and the parenting after you've turned 18. So I think it is better to put age restrictions and play responsibly. Yeah, like that.
Thank you.
This is good answer, right? Yeah. Okay. Shall I? Anything else?
Yes. So according to your topic, so can you explain why violent computer games should be banned in just one reason?
Can you repeat it?
I'm sorry, I think
Can you repeat it? So can you describe why violent computer games should be banned in just one reason, or maybe just in one sentence?
That's a nice one. I think personally, I believe it is because of the extreme graphics and people with mental problems may try and imitate it. So I think it is just to prevent. Don't play at all, to just prevent
yes
the consequences happening.
Yes, and I told this about this, and a poster too is the most bloodiest game in the world. You know, when you have scared of the blood, you shouldn't play this. Yeah, like that. And a dead only. It is age resistant. This is a dead only. When you are on under age 13, you shouldn't play this because when you play this and you are not as well, like how should I say, at night you shouldn't sleep like that.
That's a good answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any more questions? No more? Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's give applause to your friends. Yeah. Okay, so now let's listen to the final group. Yeah, group 2, right? Nyon, Shebo, and Shonlet are in this group. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to make a presentation about why dogs should be banned from the cities. I am Yunya.
My name is Chungne.
And I'm Minifui.
Now Shribo will start the presentation.
So here is the contents that we are going to discuss. So I will start the presentation with a question. So have you ever thought life without dogs in your environment or maybe in your city? So you might think that is nonsense, and also I'm talking about something crazy that will not become true in our life. Well, because you might love dogs, you think they are very faithful, useful, and adorable, but there are still some people who hate dogs. They want to stay away from them because there is a reason why they want to do that. So first of all, there are altogether 339 breeds of dog in the world state by World Canine Organization. So as we know, dogs come from several shapes and forms. Some dogs are very big, while some dogs are very tiny, small, and fluffy. But you can commonly keep in mind that there are only two kinds of dog. First, breed dog, and second, pet dog. So some people might think that stray dogs are very dangerous and they can harm to us. Yes, that's right, but pet dogs are also dangerous. It doesn't matter how hard they teach their dog to be familiar with humans, but it's a problem that these kind of dogs are being feral since they were born. So some people would like to have one pet as their one animal as their pet. So this one pet cannot, their nature cannot be changed forever, so they can damage you in anywhere at any time. So for example, so a kind of dog which has a very flat nose is called brachycephalic. So it's a scientific name and it came from Greece and it means short and head. So this kind of dog have a trouble in breathing because their nose is very flat and their head is also short. So they face this problem especially in hot season. And also they have to do physical exercise every day. If not, they will relapse into bad habits again and they will become angrier and they can harm to others or they can even kill you. So that's the reason why they are called savage species. bad, people are still having those as their pet. So can you imagine how this situation is dangerous? Well, in addition, one of my friends was bitten by a dog and she was injured seriously, so she had to inject 4 times and it cost extra money. So the most terrible thing is it took a really long time to recover. But do you know what's the most interesting thing here? So, well, that is, she was bitten by her own dog. So the message I want to give you here is not only stray dogs are dangerous, but also pet dogs are risky to have. So my presentation is over here, and now I'm continuing the presentation.
So I will continue this presentation discussing the topic, which is about how the dogs are distracting our human community. Due to some researchers, there are over 900 million dogs, including stray dogs and pet dogs around the world, and this still continue to grow. So have you guys heard about a stray dog attacks a man who was just working peacefully in the park, or a toddler was bitten by a pit bull, which was their own pet? Or we all have experienced or heard about these kind of fatal dog attacks since we were young, and at least we have run to death to escape from the dog which was following and barking at us. So here are some evidence of fatal dog attacks. Baby bitten by grandparents' dog and has died in hospital. So it means the baby was killed just by their grandparents' dog, not even stray dog. And another one is this baby was killed just by a single bite of dog. So this is the clearest answer. Whenever the dog becomes aggressive, there is no guarantee that it won't attack you, even if they're being their owner. And whatever the just minimally mentioned, they are very risky to own. In addition, approximately 60,000 people are killed by dog attacks. Therefore, the more dogs the earth has, the more problems human gets. What's more, dogs are also like distracting our human community in health. So what is rabies? Rabies is a fatal disease mostly caused when bitten by a rabid animal. So the virus is usually spread via saliva, and in some rare transmissions, it can also cause when infected saliva gets into the open cut of skin or mucous membrane such as like eyes and mouth. So who are spreading the rabies virus? Any kind of mammal can spread rabies virus, but among them, dogs are the main source why people get infected. And due to WHO survey, nearly 60,000 people are killed by the rabies infection. And to say more, a person usually dies within 2 or 10 days after the first symptoms appear. So once you're infected, you will have to go through these 5 distinct stages of symptoms: incubation, prodrome, acute neurologic period, coma, and death. In the stage 1, he was bitten by a dog and he was infected. But in later 3 to 12 weeks, or like if he's very lucky, it may also take 2 years to appear the first symptom. In the stage 2, he will suffer from flu-like fever and a fever of 100.4 degrees Celsius or even above. Apart from these symptoms, he will suffer from headache, anxiety, feeling generally unwell, sore throat and a cough, vomiting, and discomfort may occur at the site of the bite. It means he will feel some itching, prickling, and tingling feelings around the area of the bite. Stage 3 is the acute neurologic period. And in this stage, the virus has reached from the nerves around the bite to the spinal cord and then finally to the brain. So consequently, neurologic symptoms will appear, such as confusion, aggression, difficulty breathing, involuntary muscle twitching, hallucination, abnormal behavior, and insomnia, and so on. It also includes hypersalivation, which is like producing excess saliva that's probably fall at the mouth. It also includes hydrophobia, which is a fear of light, which is the fear of water, and photophobia, which is the fear of light. So finally, stage 4 and stage 5 are the coma and death. Once he enters coma, death will consequently occur in a matter of hours. So to sum up, most of the rabic people die, and there's no clue because it is a fatal disease. Just a very small amount of people recover from rabies, and this is very rare. So even though it is a vaccine preventable disease, if you couldn't seek a medical care before the first symptoms appear, you are 99.99% sure to die. Now, Shirley will continue the presentation.
Therefore, without dogs, there would not have been such heartbreaking losses. So we must ban the dogs from human populated areas, for example, the cities. However, do you think banning the dogs from the cities will actually solve the problems? There will be 3 questions we'll have to ask ourselves. How will we start banning the dogs? What could the downsides of banning the dogs from the cities be? And if we are capable of facing the consequences. The first solution is to send all the dogs from the cities to the countryside. We will be sending millions of dogs to the countryside, which means there will be more dogs than humans in the countryside, and that will eventually lead to the stray dogs problem. Here we can see that by trying to solve one dog problem, it is still leading to another dog problem. And the second solution is to send all the dogs from the cities to the wild. Will dogs survive in the wild? Yes. Dogs are related to wolves and foxes, which means they can adapt and survive without the help of humans. This is a picture of 2 hyenas in the wild. The consequences of banning the dogs from the cities are, according to an article from the BBC News, dogs are the biggest threat to wildlife. They have been the reason why nearly a dozen of animal species have gone extinct. And also, dogs are said to threaten 200 animal species across the world, some of which are critically endangered species. Experts say the abandoned dogs which are roaming around are the real problems. This is a picture of hyenas and a lion feasting on a buffalo in the wild. And the second picture is a hyena biting a lion head in his mouth. So what can we do? How about opening dog shelters worldwide? We'll be opening a number of dog shelters. The typical expenses of running a shelter include medical care, food and other simple supplies such as toys, leashes, cleaning supplies, and also hiring staff and trainers. To further discuss the many requirements of running shelters, the amount of money an animal shelter from the US spent only on medical care in 2010 is $334,000. And for simple supplies such as food and leashes, the amount of money spent was $35,000. And to feed a dog a month, it costs about $50. The questions that will come up after this is that, will the government provide adequate funding for running shelters? And the last solution is to kill all the dogs from the cities. We will be euthanizing them. And what is euthanasia? Euthanasia is also known as merciful killing. Euthanasia works by injecting an anesthetic to the animal and allowing the animal to die with least pain and distress. The cost of euthanizing every dog from the city. A single dose of euthanasia ranges from $30 to $300. And after some calculations, we can assume that euthanizing every dog from the cities would not be less than $27 billion. To conclude, considering the solutions and the consequences mentioned above, if we had enough fundings and if we can face the consequences, banning the dogs from the cities can be done and must be done. Thank you for your attention and time. We are looking forward to your questions.
Thank you so much. Yes, you all give us, how shall I say, alternative feelings today, right? And then previous time we were very active and then looking up, listening to your friends' presentation and how she has the violent games. And then what is next? What is next? Sorry. I feel sorry and then I forgot even the title. Yes, next one is, what is it? Okay, sales of cigarette. Actually, I am really fond of dogs, and I am a dog lover, right? So after listening to this presentation, and then I feel very sorry for the dogs, and then I really mix my lovely dogs as well, because I am living with only just 20 and 60 feet wide. The yard, my yard is too small, so I have a lovely dogs, which is white, not white color, not which has beach, which with beach color, and then she's really lovely. She's very clever to me, and but my yard is too small. That's why I have to send her to my sister house, because my sister yard is 60 into 60 feet wide. That's why it's too wide. So but now she's very happy in my sister house. But for me, is I miss her every day. That's why I feel really sorry for this. Okay, yes. Any questions?
I feel really sorry for your dog.
I have a question.
So I have a question.
Okay, thank you.
As you know, people here, they try to kill stray dogs with food poisoning to even little dogs, little stray dogs. What's your take on it with food poisoning?
There is something that goes outside from the knowledge we mentioned in our presentation topic. So what I part is they poison beef, a piece of beef with that killing poison, and then slaughter the dogs only on the streets. That's what I have heard about poisoning the dogs.
Is it more effective than the food? The method you mentioned is injection, right? And how does it differ from the food poisoning method that I just said right now? How does it differ?
Yes, what's different is that both are killing the dogs, but poisoning is a really cruel method of killing the dogs. You're poisoning them. But euthanasia, just like I mentioned, it is also known as merciful killing. And when a dog is euthanized, it dies. Its breathing slows down little by little, and then it passes away after the injection. It doesn't really suffer doesn't really suffer. It just dies slowly.
Like sleeping.
Like sleeping, yeah. And then it died. That's the difference.
I'll ask another question. So at first, I want to ask, are any of you guys who presented owns or has a dog or has had a dog?
Yeah, we have discussed about it, and none of us have had a dog.
Had a dog. Okay, so as a dog owner, do you think that you would be able to give away your dog just when one day the government says we need to kill all dogs?
Of course not.
Of course not.
And then maybe I think now the government, not now, maybe last year, the government made a rules, make a laws or a rules. I'm not sure for that, but if I have my own dog, I should have a license for that dog, for only the dogs. For possessing a dog, I must have a license. If not, and then they would, if they, how should I say, if they clear the dog by giving the poisons, and then they would take any actions for that.
So I have a question. So not every stray dogs or pet dogs are postal, right? So there may be a protest on there will be a protest upon the and this like endanger of the dog. So as well, because I have I have a very sad feeling for them because one of my dogs uh, about 5 years ago, it was killed by food poisoning because it it bit it bit one of the street walkers, but not, he was not injured, but my dog was killed by it. So what should we I want to know your vision. What should we do about that bad event, because it's really evil for the pets, not all for the dogs, for all the animals, because we should love the animals because as they're the living existence. So I want to know, so what should the government enact to this?
I'm sure you have heard the topic of our presentation, dogs must be banned from the cities for the safety of humans. Actually, just like you said, banning the dogs from the cities, that many protests will, there will be a lot of protests on the streets for sure. The government will have to face that. And like the topic, do you think it is actually happen? Do you think it will actually happen just because the government bans the dogs from the cities? It's something, this might be a weak point to mention, but the topic itself, it's not something possible in real life. So the problems are, yeah, we will face a lot of problems and that will not succeed, in my opinion.
Yes, it will not succeed for because the pet lovers will protest.
Yes.
I have a question. You said banning dogs from the city will have safety for humans, but as I know, banning dogs when there are houses with no dogs, and when especially in countryside, there will be thieves at night, and when the thieves come in the house, the dog barks, so the owner knows and it can defend. So instead of banning them, you should like train them with professionals that to know that they protect you or not. If they don't, it can be a really dangerous for you, that sometimes it doesn't love you and it can bite you back. You have to test it before banning it. That's what I refer. So what do you think? The safety, banning the dogs will give the safety or take the safety?
Actually, it might come with both, take both for safety and not for safety too, both sides. But like I mentioned before, concerning with our topics, our topic, for the safety of humans, dogs must be banned from the cities.
Yeah. Well, is there anyone who wants to answer this question more? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Shivo.
Yes, dogs are really helpful to us, but the topic we are given is planning. So I guess in our presentation we should put the disadvantages of having a dog. So that's why.
Yes, actually, for this question, David, there might it depends on their point of view. For the dogs lover, their dogs are very lovely, right? Usually they always protect to them, right? But for the strangers, and then the dogs are very dangerous for them. It depends on their point of view. Maybe yeah, some there is a right hand side and left hand side. So right people think that dogs shouldn't be banned, right? But for left people, they think that dogs should banned, should ban from the society like that. So it depends on their how should I say point of view. But sometimes we have to look, we have to see that we have to think about which one is more important. The humans are more important or the pets are more important. Maybe for the owner, if they have their pets, they have the responsibility to control and to how should I say to teach their pets to be clever enough, or maybe they have to know how to train them. There won't be any problem between the owners and the pets, and the pets and the strangers like that. Sometimes we have to we have to look, we have to think about, we have to think about our society, the people in the society as well. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. Really good presentations, everyone. I mean that you all. Okay. Yes. So I will give, yeah. Okay. I will give you 1 minute to write down your notes to your friends. Okay. Take a minute, please, and then note it down. Okay, I think you're done. Okay. Can you send your comments in the group because everyone can see it?
Sure, in the Viber or in the chat box.
I think Viber would be fine because we can keep the message here. Okay, yes. Got it, Stephen? And then, by the way, can you send me your group's PowerPoint file? On the Viber as well, okay? You can upload it and you can upload them on Vibers. Because the the PowerPoints are really great and I like it so much. And if I want to make a reference for others, can I use it?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. But I think Pumyet, there is a video clip, right? That's why you better send it. You better send the clip as well.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. Charlotte, what is good chemistry?
Huh?
What is the meaning of good chemistry?
Don't you guys use the chemistry among members in English? All of us. Teacher, do you know chemistry among people?
I don't know.
Really?
Can you explain? Yes.
It's like
You're a teacher right now.
okay, it's like two people, two or like a group of people who it's kind of weird to mention like who goes well with one another. Like their relationships and their how close they are, how like here the presentation, right? It's like in Yamaha, like a chance between members too. You know, everything is like the chemistry among the members. It's like that. Well,
Okay.
isn't that an
You're really
English
fond of. Actually, this is like how should I say, like a slang or like a usage. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Tuta, your comment is also correct. Violence game group note. Yes. Okay. The use of video presentation is innovative. Sorry for the burning question. because I think Stevens was really fond of that topic, and that he looked for. I think I know that he looked for some evidence in in internet or maybe in Google or somewhere else, and then he shot the question. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Video games is David, Suyi, and Pumyas. Okay, yes, David. Group 2, perfect. Even though they love dogs, they didn't defend it, make it fascinating. Yeah. And then, actually, when I heard about, the methods to burn, the methods to ban the dog, it is really heartbreaking, right? And then euthanasia, and then feeding poisonous meat is really heartbreaking. Yes, for group 3. For group 3, they should make more eye contact, especially Shinkan. Yeah. Shinkan and then Steven. So when next time if you do presentation, please let us see your whole face. Okay?
Yes, sure.
Yes, only we can see your, how should I say, the the upper part of your face. That's it. Overall, okay, group 2. You can read your friends' comments here. Group 2, I really like your presentation. I know it's a hot topic for all of you, but I want to suggest you one thing instead. Question, just answer your visions. Don't worry not to accept it. Okay, yes. Thank you, Catherine. Thanks for your comment. After you, my comments are coming. Okay, Suzy, group 3 performs really good and nice research. I like that you need to. Okay, yes, you need eye contact. Group 3. Who are in group 3? Oh, I see. Good work on presentation and nice research. Yes. And then can you write any comments concerning with their voice? How about their voice control? Sri, you better say you need to have eye contact. Okay, or if you don't want to use any verb, you can say you need eye contact. Okay, group 2, then Dura saw here. Good work on presentation and nice researches. Okay, good.
Sure.
Yes.
With the like pointing their presentation with Excel, I have made it for group 2, I mean group 3, but as the group 3 take in your file, I can make another one. I can make the new one for group 1, group 2. I mean that for the dog in dog group.
Mm-hmm.
I can make another Excel file for that.
Mm-hmm. So you can make means. Can you make it? Can you make me clear, David?
I mean, I have like point of the, I have like highlighted the points for group, I don't know the group name, group 3. But as you
I
know,
see, I see.
the points are already highlighted. There is no place for highlighting for group 2.
Yeah.
So how do I do it for group? Do I need to create the file again?
I think you can copy it. You know, if you are trying with the laptop, you can copy it, and then. But here I already write that group 1, group 2, group 3. You didn't see that one? I mean, you know, at the beneath of the file, you may see that group 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, yes.
Do you see that file?
I see now, yes.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you can fill up there. Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. I don't know so much about it, so that's okay.
Okay, no problem. Yes. Because this is the beginning of learning about Excel file, right? Okay, yes, thank you. And then you can send it to me later on. You know, you can send the file. Okay, just only think about it and then fill up the files. And please send it to me this evening or maybe tomorrow, okay? If you have free time. Right, because I want to sum up everything on Sunday because Sunday I want to do those given gradings or all things, and I want to give you your exam, your test grading as well. I have already finished. I have already checked it out, but I need to, you know, I need to do some. I need to do recheck again. That's why I want to finish. I want to finish up everything on Sunday. So that's all. I'm sorry for your answer sheet, right? And then next time, try to take the exam, right? And okay, I mean, you all, right? Not only to that, I'm going to ask about the informal writings, right? That's why please read all the you know, how should I say, all the points you noted down concerning with informal writings, okay? And you have to, I think you are, yes, you are going to write a letter to someone. So you have to make sure that are you writing to a pen friend or a friend or an ex-minor. That's it. Okay, so I will tell you my comments here. You all did the best, and you all have excellent references, and I didn't really expect it like that one. That's why thank you so much for your attempt. And then I want to give you the comment to Shinken. Shinken, okay, try to contact to your friends. Try to look at to your friends through the camera, right? Don't be afraid to look at your your friends' faces. Okay, and me. And then the next one is given about, how shall I say, given about the knowledge of Bhutan and New Zealand. Bhutan is a Bhutan, right?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Have you ever heard of that city, that country? That country is really interesting country.
Yes, I heard that. It's the country which is ruled by the king and queen. So
yes, and
it's considered as the happiest country, one of the happiest country in the world. It's really beautiful with the mountains and high. So I really love to go there. I want to go there one day.
Yeah, the happiest country, like the happiest country in the world, and but also the happiest country. They are very, how should I say, they are very peaceful. Okay, the most peaceful country in the world. They have no more fighting. They mentioned that, you know, they have no policemen. Okay, and they are okay. They are. That country is a Buddhist country. You know, the king is also young. And the couple, right? The couple of the rulers are very young. Okay, that's it. Just for knowledge. Okay, and then next one, group 1. yeah, you have to be careful that, you know, when you write the comments on your slide, you know, sorry, when you write, you know, the notes, it should be the notes. Okay, you shouldn't use long sentences, right? Try to use the notes, the short notes on your slides next time, right? You bet, you know, everything's fine. It's up those sentences, everything's fine. And then, and really, the video clip is also really affected. And when I watched that video clip, and then I saw that how it was cruel to the people right there. Yeah. Yes. And then next one is asking for the question. You know, yes, Chabot, Catherine, Shonley, and then Steven. Yeah, they all are really active to ask question each other. It's really great. And then next one. Yeah, one suggestion for group 2. Okay, I have a suggestion for group 2. I saw some medical terms. Okay, I saw some medical terms on your slides. So if you want to use some words of like a medical terms or technical terms, you need to have some explanation, okay, after that words, because you know the audience are not all of the audience are not doctor, right? That's why they are not engineer. That's why they cannot know the terms you are using, right? That's why you need to explain what it is about. Okay, and that's it. And the picture also, the picture you use also told the real, etc., the reality. Okay, because by looking at the picture, we can see that, oh, he is going to die. Wow, what happened to him, like that. Okay, this is really lovely. Thank you. Is there any question till now? I hope, you know, today's presentation would be very effective for you. Not only, you know, not only practicing your speaking skill, but also you might have much knowledge concerning with the topics, right? You have already got knowledge about, you know, playing video games, is whether good or not. So your friends already suggested how to control yourself by playing violent games, right? And then another thing is cigarette, right? So you have already known that the cigarette has a bad result, but maybe sometimes they cannot keep themselves, right? They cannot, how should I say, they cannot control their minds because the nicotine is like a sensor to that person's brain. Okay, if a smoker forgets about the cigarette, and that the nicotine's alert that hello, knock, and the nicotine is knocking the door every time to how should I say, to how should I say, to use to take cigarettes, like that, right? Okay, and then dogs, banning dogs is also really effective. And then now I see that, you know, I didn't know that about there is another way to ban the dog, you know, the way of euthanasia. And that actually, you know, the euthanasia is not only dogs, but also some of the countries, they are trying to use for the people as well. You know, if a person is really painful, for example, if a patient feels really painful and then he is shouting a lot, and then he is, you know, killing himself or like that, if the patient, how should I say, if the patient cannot resist his painful, at the time the doctors and his family members usually discuss about euthanasia. But actually euthanasia is illegal, okay, not a legal one. You know, this is illegal, and then this is really how should I say, this is illegal. That's why the doctor can have problems concerned with euthanasia. Okay. Yes.
Isn't that legal in certain places? It's legal in certain places, right? Like wait,
yes, it's legal in certain places. I mean, like a big country, like a Britain, you know, England. They are using that one, but I think in our country, it is illegal. It's not legal yet. And before doing euthanasia, and then they have to sign on the contract. the patient's families are agreed or not. They have to make a sign. They have to make contract. They don't want the try for that. Yeah. Okay. And then concerned with euthanasia, people have different point of views as well. Okay, whatever it is. And then is there any question till now? No. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am going to give you homework. Yes. Okay, we are going to finish the informal letter writing, right? So we are going to finish that one, and please keep on reading about those pages. Let me check it out. Let's go to a listen book. Okay, Chabot, can I know the page number of a listen book?
We have time, page 76.
Okay, 76. Thank you. 76. Okay, so now your homework is please read page number 77, 78, 79, 80. Okay. Hello, Dudanso, do you see the page number? Please note down the book's name is iGCSE. The writer is Ellison. Okay, but we call that Ellison's book, and another one is we call writing book. Okay, from page number 77 to 80. Okay.
Can you say again what page number?
Okay, from 77 to 80. Okay, 77 to 80. And then next one is, please read from the beginning to the end of the informal writing. Okay, so I mean that from the beginning means that you would see that chapter 1 about the informal letter writing, right? So please read the whole chapters, right? The whole chapters from the beginning to the end of page 80. Okay, please read all the pages and note downs, and then we will discuss all the topics on that day, on one state, right? Do you agree with that?
Well, can you repeat it again, please?
Okay, now your homework for reading assignment is Ellison books page number 77 to 80, right? And the next one is that Ellison book from the beginning to page 80. Please read from beginning to page 80, because we want to sum up, we want to discuss all the notes on one state, right? So you don't need to learn yourself alone. Do you like that arrangement?
So can you tell me the second book again?
Yeah, the second one is from the beginning to page 80. from the beginning. Okay, let me check it out. Which page number? Unit 1. Okay. I don't see page number here. 4. 2. Okay, from session 1. Okay, please read from session 1. Session 1, you will see that improving your informal writing. From session 1 to page 80, I mean the whole units, all the units of informal writing. Okay, we would discuss all the topics and the notes on Wednesday. Do you like that? Allison's book.
The
Writing book.
The same one, the green.
Yeah. No, actually, I gave two homeworks. Mean that the first one is the one you must do. Okay, Allison's book, page number 77 to 80 is you must read. This is you must do. Okay, the second one is I would like to know your point of view. Do you like that or not? Okay, for me, I want you to read from the section 1 to page 80 about the informal writing. Okay, so we can discuss the whole things on Wednesday. So I mean, I want to know, do you want or not? Or do you want to do alone yourself? Hello? Let me know your point of view. David?
What was you say? I did hear.
Okay. First one, my first homework is you must read page number 77 to 80. That's it, you must do. Okay, the second one, I ask you to read from session 1 to page 80. Yes, because I want to discuss with you all the chapters of informal writing to prepare for your test. Okay, so do you want to do that one or not? Do you want to with your friends or only just you want to do alone yourself? So if you don't want to do with your friends, I won't do that one. I will give only just page number 77 to 80. This is you can make a choice. The second one is I ask your opinion. Okay, 15. 안녕. Catherine, 想看, select.
So I think it's better to discuss with others.
Okay. Yes, Catherine said it's better to discuss with friends. Yeah, and then David.
Yeah, friends.
Yeah, that's good. Because while you are reading and then you cannot know every point, right? You might miss. So but your friend can know that and then you can listen to your friend and you can get more points. I mean more how should I say, you can get more things about that you missed. Okay? But you have to read.
Sure, but with friends mean like this presentation divided into groups or all friends together?
Oh, we would discuss together.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have any more questions, let's say bye-bye.
Yeah. Can you send me the listening files again? Because I can open it.
You can open it? You can turn on it?
Yeah. And menu, also menu. Sorry, also show.
How can I send it? So I uploaded on the Viber groups and then you cannot open that file. Am I right, Catherine?
Yes. Yes.
How can I help you?
Can you send them back again?
Okay, I will try it again. Okay, I will do forward. And if not, if you cannot listen to it, please send me your email. Okay, I will send it by email. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.